In today's Hardcore Minecraft video, I'm going to be building my biggest build yet. A hotel that can hold every Minecraft mob in the game. Well, only the friendly ones. I don't want to have to deal with those pillagers because they're annoying. Welcome back to my Hardcore Minecraft series, where so far we've survived a long time, meaning I am getting pretty good at Hardcore Minecraft. And I can't wait to show you this hotel we're building today because this is the biggest thing we've built in this world so far. So make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new and also leave a like. But before we get into all of that nonsense, first we're going to do a bit of cleaning up. This area over here has two farms and they are both ugly and I hate them, and also these empty fields, and it just doesn't fit in with the surrounding area. So we're going to fix that by placing some buildings down and also doing some decorating. This is going to be a long distraction, which I don't want the video to be focused on, so let's get all the materials we need for the first building by showing you 1 second of each material gathered. I realized after saying that 1 second is quite a lot, as I got 18 different clips here of me gathering materials, so that's 18 seconds. I want it to be more like 5 seconds, so we'll change that up in the future. But anyway, here you can see me gathering all the materials I need for this first build, which is a slightly smaller build. And 18 seconds later, we have all that we need. And whilst we build this building around it, I thought I'd let the farm run so we can get some bone meal for the future. And I went for this sort of jungly green palette to match the nearby city, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Ah, that looks much better. I'm really liking the roof here. It looks very cool, very overgrown, because obviously it's making a load of moss in there, so I use a bit of moss all over the build. And we've also got these bones leading us to the chest here, where, by the way, we're getting a lot of bone meal. But that is actually the small build, as although this is a smaller farm, because of the TNT, it needs a bigger area around it. So we're going to take inspiration from our city here, and we're going to build something that matches, kind of. But first, we need some materials, and a lot more this time. So we'll do half a second instead. So this time you only get 8 seconds of materials being gathered. In fact, I actually gathered more materials than last time, but this time lapse is a lot quicker. It's not even a time lapse. What am I saying? So we have everything we need for this build now as well. Unfortunately, our sniffer friend here is in the way. So we're going to put him on a lead and then move his pen. He can come over here for now. What is he doing? Oh, is he sniffing something up? Okay. We've got some torchflower seeds. Those are the first I've got. I've not actually been around while he's been sniffing so far. Yeah, they're kind of cute. Hopefully we'll get some more as we move into another time-lapse to cover up this ugly dark oak farm. Now I thought a circular build would fit this dark oak farm well, and I tested it, and of course it doesn't blow up any of the blocks we've placed, which is good. We also use some of the new bamboo blocks in here. You'll see them a little bit in one of the circle rings there, which I really quite like. I think they look quite cool. And I'm very happy with the end product. It's looking nice, but we need to finish off more of this area, and we're going to start with this area here. All this grass needs to be changed. First, let's place some walls and some lamps around this path all the way down to the bridge. And let's head into this valley here, light up all the dark spots, and then get filling it in with some grass and dirt. And then we're going to place down a load of water. And we made this sort of river/bay here, ending in a waterfall covering up the cave. I then went and got a load of poppies from my iron farm, and we got placing them everywhere, extending our poppy field through rain, on cliffs, by the river, by our 2 new buildings, by the waterfall, until finally we placed our last poppy. But we're not done yet. I killed some iron golems here to clear up this area a little bit. I know they'll respawn, but just for now I wanted to kill some. I then placed down some rocks in the area where these iron golems once lived, and started terraforming this world using some moss plus some podzol, as well as some other different items to make this place look a bit more, you know, fun, I guess you could say. Finishing off with some lilacs for a bit of color, and then obviously loads and loads of bamboo, and then finally using some of the bone meal from our bone meal farm to add some grass in. And as you can see, this area has come along a lot. Look at it. Oh my gosh, it looks so much better than the farms that were there before. It's kind of crazy how just, you know, changing the landscape a little bit can really add to your Minecraft world. Look at this place. It's looking really good. The bamboo, of course, has to grow a bit more till it's up to full height. But it's really nice just to walk through this place. It's lovely, isn't it, Mr. Sniffer? Have you got any more treats for us? No, I don't think he does. But speaking of the sniffer, that brings us on to our main project today. the hotel. And for this, we're going to need a lot of planning. So let me take you a bit through the process. Now, we're only having friendly/passive mobs in this hotel. We don't want those angry mobs like pillagers upsetting the other animals. And if my calculations are correct, that leaves us 20 mobs, as we're going to leave out cows and sheep as we already have them. Which means this hotel is going to be pretty big. Also, as this hotel is on land, we're not going to be including any water mobs, and we're not including any nether mobs because lava is bad for burning stuff. Now we're going to design this thing in the reverse order I normally would do, by starting with the interior. And the first thing I want is a big foyer. Don't know how we're going to decorate it yet, but it's going to be big. And we want this foyer to be grand with big ceilings. So let's go up to about there, shall we? Now let's think about the layout. I think I want a grand staircase at the back here, but we're probably going to want some other staircases on the sides as well. So here is the foyer layout. As you can see, we've got a second level here. The rooms are going to be off the sides of all these sections. Yes, even on the ground floor. We've also got these two elevator shafts here, which is going to be water elevators, as well as the grand staircase, which will be stairs taking you up over here. But now we need to talk about the rooms, as each room is going to be a different size. As for example, an LA doesn't need as much space as a camel. Now we have 10 big animals and 10 small animals, meaning we can spread this out fairly evenly. So let's get laying out these rooms. And here is the completed layout. So on each floor, we've got 3 small rooms and 2 big rooms. This is completely mirrored on the other side, because I wanted this thing to be symmetrical, as I think it would look quite cool and grand from the front. And on the top floor, we've got some more rooms here. We've got 1 sort of medium-sized room, 2 very small rooms here. These are going to be for the chickens, frogs, a lay, parrot maybe. But these ones are extra small, and then we've got 2 big ones on the top. And these all have balconies as well, if you look. So these all have little balconies where you can come outside. But the layout is done. Now I have to do the hard task of actually building the thing. But I'm not going to show you this process, as it's going to take a long time, and I want you to see it in survival. Back in a lot of hours. Well, I knew it'd take a long time, but 2 days later, 2 real life days, we have the design ready. And we're going to build it right over here. Yes, this space here is perfect for it. It's got this nice river out front, which leads to the rest of our area. And this thing is massive. I've moved it from over there where you saw me designing it to here, because it just looks better. So now all we need to do is gather all the materials and do some terraforming and build it, and then gather all the animals. Oh gosh, that's a lot. Why did I choose the start of this video to do some decorating over there? This is a long video. Guess we better get started with those materials, and we got to do it in a certain order. Now I need 3,318 cut blocks of copper, and also 1,533 cut slabs of copper. This is 1,022 copper blocks, which is 9,198 ore, aka 144 stacks. We've got to gather 144 stacks of ore. Yes, you heard me right. So of course we set out into the world and we got mining. We got 1 shulker, we got 2 shulker, and you guessed it, what's next? That's right, 3 shulkers, and then we got the 4th shulker and the 5th shulker, and then half a shulker, and that's all we need. Then let's gather some coal and some cobblestone to make some furnaces, as that's right, we need to smelt all this copper, and I don't have a super smelter. And whilst it all smelts, let's use our wood farm for a bit, as we're going to be needing some birch a bit later on. Now we can mine up all the furnaces to collect all the copper and craft it into some copper blocks. This was a lot of copper, and we want it to oxidize before we get building, so I got spreading it out across the world, and we spent around 15 minutes laying out a load of copper. And you're probably thinking, wow, that's a long time, Joel. At least you've got them all oxidizing now. Wrong. I've not even put half of them down, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to take a break and collect something else. And that thing we're collecting? Sandstone. Very easy to collect with a efficiency 5 pickaxe, and I found a really good spot to collect a load without the sand getting in the way. As you can see, I've crafted the load of the sandstone into these here, but we've still got all this, which we need to smelt. Time to get the furnaces back out again. And I didn't show this the first time, but I separated every stack of coal into stacks of 8, placed 8 in every furnace, and then also had to place in a stack of sandstone as well. Dear gosh, I really need to get a super smelter. Guess I probably should get placing more copper. I think this is a lot of copper. I'm pretty sure if you were to ask how much this is, you would say a lot. And I've also already collected 1.5 stacks of it. At least it's done now. And the next lot of materials are a lot easier to gather. Let's start by fixing up my pickaxe and harvesting this sandstone. And then I spent about 2 days AFKing my birch wood farm, and I managed to get a lot of birch planks and a lot of birch logs. But it's not enough still. We need to craft ourselves some birch slabs, some birch stairs, and some birch trapdoors. Oh, and also some fence gates and some fences. Next up on our list of things we need is some bamboo blocks. I want lots of blocks of bamboo as we're going to be using bamboo planks. I didn't have enough in my farm, so I had to go to the jungle and start smashing a load of bamboo with our sword, which is the first time my sword's ever actually really had any durability loss. But here you can see a lot of bamboo planks, but we also need some bamboo logs and some bamboo fences and some stripped bamboo blocks as well. After we had all the bamboo collected, I went to this little hole I made underneath the oxidizing copper and got collecting a load of moss. This took a few days, but we got all the moss we need, which was a lot of moss. I then spent the next few days crafting up a few other small little items and then some other big items like terracotta, and also smelting some sand for some glass, making some concrete powder, some different types of concrete powder, some jungle trapdoors, some concrete, and then I got collecting some of my oxidized copper, which took a long time, and it's still nowhere near all done, but I collected all I could, and now we have to wait for the rest to oxidize. I then went and chopped down some spruce trees, got myself some spruce planks, made myself some stained glass, collected some sand for some more stained glass and concrete powder later. I also went and got some mangrove saplings, or whatever they're called, propagules I think, and got myself a load of mangrove wood, which we're going to be building with. I then collected some more oxidized copper and also did some trading with some villagers to get myself a load of bricks. Now let's head to the mesa and collect myself a load of terracotta, which is always very fun with this beacon here, and then we converted it into some white terracotta. I then went and got myself some honey because I'm going to be building with some honey blocks. I also put down a full beacon here and got mining myself a load of granite and some andesite down below. We went to the nether and we collected some warped wood, some glowstone, and oh my gosh, are we done? Goodness gracious me. We are on day 1237. This is the most materials I think I've gathered so far for this world. Even more so maybe than the cherry tree? I don't know. We have so many different type of materials though that this definitely took longer to gather because look, just look at it. We're not even done with the oxidized copper slabs either. Like, we still need to wait for a lot of this to oxidize. I've been just collecting it as I come to the area, but taking its sweet time. Especially these ones over here as they're a bit further away, unfortunately. I don't really want to add up the amount of hours it's taken to gather all this, but here's the replay recordings. You can add it up if you want. I don't want to. It's a long time, that's all I know. But at least it's time to get building. And there's actually one material I didn't get, which was just some grass to do a bit of terraforming around the base of this thing. But let's get this thing built, shall we? This is going to be a long time lapse. Let's see if it takes longer than gathering the materials. I highly doubt it. Talk about famous last words. I highly doubt it, he says. 11 hours later. Yes, you heard me right. This build took me 11 straight hours. Every time you see the sun go down, that's 10 minutes of real life time. But as you can see, we've got this sort of brick bottom layer here with some steps up to the front of the hotel, and then we've chosen sandstone and birch for the main blocks. I really like this build palette. I think it turned out looking really nice. We've also put moss on all of the floors, by the way, and we've used white terracotta for the ceiling, which is why you can see the white terracotta on the other side there. That's in the hotel rooms themselves. In the central lobby, you can see we've used a mix of woods, mangroves, etc. to make a fancy floor for the lobby. We've also got lots of honey blocks and different kind of cool colors thrown in there as well. Bamboo is one of the main ones because I just really like how this new bamboo texture looks. We of course use copper for the roof, as you can see by all the copper blocks we gathered earlier. I actually moved them over. You can see them behind on the bottom right hand corner there. That's all the copper blocks oxidizing, as where they were placed was too far away and they weren't like loading in because of the chunks or whatever. But we started this build on day 1237, so you can see already we're about to pass the 60-day mark, but we added a final dome roof on the top with some glass and the build was complete. Goodness gracious me. What a long time lapse. 11 hours to be precise. Here are the recordings I took with replay mod there. I don't want to build anymore. And luckily I don't really have to. This thing is massive. Like, seriously massive. The biggest building we've got on the server so far. By quite a long shot, I'd say. And I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I think it looks amazing, especially if you stand over here, as it's kind of centered in this bay here and looks really, really cool. Obviously, in the future, I want to do some terraforming around it, make it look a bit, you know, neater and nicer and link it up to some pathways and stuff. But let me give you a quick tour inside. The main foyer, as you can see here, we've got some chandeliers coming down from the ceiling. We've got a little reception area to check in here, plus a little seating area where you can, you know, have some coffee, I guess, although it's only animals staying in here, so that doesn't really make any sense. We've got the grand staircase over here, which leads up to this massive window where you can look outside and see horses and chickens and sheep. They'll be coming in here soon. And then we've got this big old upper floor with this balcony across the middle and the big dome roof as well. The rooms on the top floor all have little balconies and stuff, so the animals can come outside and look at a half-loaded in cherry tree. And these rooms are all different shapes and sizes, and only the top floor has balconies. I haven't actually done the water elevators yet. I'll do those shortly after. I didn't have any kelp. But the bottom floor has a load of rooms as well. It's mirrored on both sides. We've got some little rooms down here. We've got one big room down here. And then we've got another big room coming off the center down here. And this hotel I'm going to call the Ark. That's what the A's up there stand for. Hotel Ark. Because we're going to get 2 of every animal. And when are we going to get them? Well, right now. Now I'm going to decorate each room individually to meet the needs of each animal. And we're also going to label each room as well. So on day 1300, we're going to start off with our 2 chickens. Let's go, fellas. And while we're leading these 2 back, I'll explain the idea behind this hotel. So if I ever want to breed a lot of a certain animal in the future, say chickens for like eggs or feathers, etc., I can come to the hotel, breed these guys together a couple of times, and then take their children off to wherever I need them. These 2 will stay in the hotel though. Don't worry guys, you don't have to check in, I've already done it for you. So this is their room here, if you'd like to come in. Lovely, thank you very much. We've got a nice little chicken coop for them. I was going to bone meal the ground a little bit. Oh, it's just destroyed my course dirt. Oops. Please enjoy your stay. Feel free to use any of the amenities downstairs. Let's go get our next guests. Actually, before the next guests arrive, let's make sure we've got ourselves a working elevator system. As you can tell, we're starting off with the simple animals, as our next guest are the pigs here. This lovely couple will be staying in the ground floor in one of our private suites. Come on, you silly. Come on. It's getting nighttime. You need to get to your bed. If you'd like to follow me, sir, madame, into here, please, after you. No, after you. No, after you. Come on, stupid. Thought you were meant to be intelligent animals. Oh, you are dumb. All right, you go all the way over there. And then you, come, let's go. Had to dismantle the hotel for them. Let me just test out the beds. You guys are going to love this room. Feel free to explore a little. You got some feeding trough over here. You got your beds. You've even got this lovely pig portrait. Enjoy your stay at the Ark Hotel. I've just done something very, very stupid. You may have noticed the day count has just gone up by quite a lot. Well, that's because I went out for food with my wife, and I thought I closed the game like this. This pauses the game for me. But what I actually did was this, and I left the chat open, and I did that for 1 hour and 53 minutes. So I was just stood there, vulnerable. But luckily, I didn't die. The most annoying part is I could have AFK'd somewhere good where my farms would be How long has that been there? No. Was that just... I was right. Well, there's our luck gone forever. Also, why is there a block missing up there? Has that always been missing? Was that missing earlier? Now it's fixed. Anyway, on to the next animal. Now there's 3 horse-type animals. Of course, we've got donkeys, horses themselves, and also mules. So we're going to start by breeding up a mule here. I think I can use golden carrots, right? Make me a mule, berry, and horse person. Nice. I can't for the life of me find another donkey, however. I've been searching all the nearby biomes. There's so many stupid horses, but no donkeys. Gonna have to go quite far out, I think. Oh my gosh, finally. And oh, of course, there's 2. Have some apples. Sorry, baby, but you're gonna have to be left behind. I'm taking your mama home. That's cruel to leave the baby all alone. Now they're no longer alone. We'll leave this donkey here to be checked in while we wait for the other mules to be bred up. Look what I've just spotted right next to my area. Bloomin' donkey. What are you doing up here, fella? But I've found our next hotel guests, some goats. Can I fly with people on a lead? Is that possible? What happens? Do they just snap? Yeah, it just snapped. I thought it might. Guess we're walking these fellas home. This is gonna take some time. I have a feeling. Welcome Goat 1 and Goat 2 to the Ark Hotel. So let's get our two bouncy fellas into their room down here. Hopefully they can make it through the door. Come on. Yes, better and smarter than the pigs. Welcome goats to your room. Give me your leads back. Thank you very much. You can jump around for joy all on this mountainous room as much as you like. Have fun. Goodbye. Let's also make ourselves our other mule. Let's speed things up by getting some of the easier and more boring animals out of the way. And those boring animals include the donkey, which I took over to the hotel and made a little room for. The donkey room. Oh, the donkeys love it in here, don't you, Berry? Yeah, they do. The next boring animal on the route is some wolves, which we already have, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of decorating before I went and grabbed them from over by our farming area, and then let's bring them into the hotel. Welcome, guys. Enjoy your stay, Frank and Grandmaster Feces Finder Extraordinaire 3261. I hope you have a good time here. Next up is horses, which is another boring animal, which is very similar to the donkeys and the mules, which you'll see a bit later. All these rooms are very similar for them. I just wanted to put hay bales, some water down for them, just some random stuff. I also decorated the ceiling in here and went and got one horse, which I already had, and another horse as well, and led them to the room for where they will stay. I then went and decorated another room, this time for the mule, and as you can see, very, very similar. Although I did add some lilacs in because I thought that's fun. Maybe mules like lilacs. We tamed them up, and then we took the mules over to the hotel as well. Mules done. God, these animals are boring. Let's get something more fun. And for that, we're heading to the jungle to find an animal we haven't found before, and that animal is the parrot. We got a blue parrot here, and then we found a light blue parrot as well, and we took them home. Look, I was actually flying with them for a while until they fell off like stupid idiots, and I had to go get them. But we made our way to the hotel with them, built them a little pen with some little places for them to perch, some jungle leaves, and some bamboo to remind them of home. We also put some string on top of the bamboo so it wouldn't grow, placed down some grass, then brought them in and put them on the perches, and they were very happy in there. Trust me, they told me so. Next animal, we're moving on to the fox. I looked through this nearby tiger biome but couldn't find any, so I had to go to another tiger biome where I did find some. I managed to wrangle them with some sweet berries and my leads and got them hooked up to take home. But unfortunately, foxes are really annoying to pull, so I decided to take them one at a time by using some boats. So first we took fox number 1, who was a bit of a pest and kept attacking chickens, but we got him to reception where he stayed and we gave him some sweet berries so that he would give us our lead back because he kept stealing them. I then went and got the other fox, decorated up their room to look a bit more like a tiger biome, and then brought them in, and I also actually gave them name tags of Foxy Man and Foxy Lady. Next up, let's fly off to a mushroom island to collect ourselves some mushroom cows, which I led back fairly easily. These guys are pretty friendly. I also made their room out of mycelium, which I also placed some mushroom lamps in, as well as some actual mushrooms, and then I led them home where they were very happy. They told me also. And then now let's kill some salmon, get ourselves some cats because these guys are fairly easy and boring to get. Managed to find 2 in this acacia jungle, built in this little room here. They seem happy. All good. Next animal. The next animal's not really an animal. It is a golem, the iron golem. And we built in this weird room here. Then we just built some like iron golems and we said done with it. Quite a boring room, but iron golems are quite boring. These guys aren't boring though. These are frogs, and we definitely will be using these guys in the future to do some frog-like farms. But for now, we got these 2 tadpoles and we brought them home, and we got building them a very swampy room with some lily pads, lots of cute decorations, and just flowers and stuff just to make it look nice for them. And after waiting a bit of time, they grew up, and now we have 2 frogs. Lovely. Now, the next animal may look cute, but is the worst animal in Minecraft by far because, oh my gosh, these guys are the most fragile little beings ever. Look, this blooming rabbit died. I was so angry because they're just so stupid. I actually punched the ground here, but it's no worries because I saved another rabbit earlier, which I can actually bring over, and all we have to do is find another rabbit, which is fairly easy, and oh, it's died again. Gosh, these things are stupid. But no worries, we managed to find another rabbit pretty close by, and I was very careful this time, making sure it could climb up every little thing, using some slabs, in fact, to make sure it would climb up, because these things have got the worst pathing ever. But we managed to struggle through, made all the way over here, and it's died again. I hate these things. So, desperate measures, we went to a nearby tiger, we found a rabbit, and we kept that thing in a boat. We made it all the way through this like really long-winded path, got it up to the front of the hotel, and we managed to get it in nice and safely. I went looking for another rabbit in the taiga, spent about 20 minutes, couldn't find one. So I headed off to this desert over here, which I thought would be quite easier to find rabbits. And look, 2 rabbits, nice. Just a shame they're really far away, about 3,000 blocks. But we got boating our way and we managed to take these rabbits all the way home, led it to here, and we managed to breed them as well, just in case one of these idiots died for whatever reason. I then very unenthusiastically decorated their room because I hate these guys. I made one desert section and I made one sort of grassy section, and then I brought them in. And to be honest, I hope I never see these guys again. I hate them. Now that ordeal is over, it's time to get one of the trickier mobs. If we look over the top of here, it's Woodland Mansion time. I haven't even attempted a Woodland Mansion yet, but we need an alley, which are inside these things. So it's time to whip out the chess piece, which hasn't been whipped out in a while. I feel pretty safe with this stuff on, but still, I'm quite nervous. I've not done anything dangerous in a while. Ooh, Vex armor trim. Ooh, another one. I'm not going to lie, the noises in here are terrifying. And these guys are terrifying as well. But, oh, okay, they only do half a heart of damage. That's not too bad. Okay, our first Vexes. Go away. Ow. Kill these guys. Pretty easy. Got my first Totem of Undying. Lovely. I'll put that in my inventory now. Alright, up to the final floor. And it looks like this Woodland Mansion has no allays in it, which is a shame. Lots of mobs down there, though. Well, that's a shame. I was hoping to find some allays in there. We'll just have to go to an outpost instead. And I believe I know where one is. Aha! Now, does this have any allays? Nope. Cool. Let's look for another one, I guess. Oh, we have a cage. No. How about the... Nope. Oh, there's another one right there. No allays. Wow, that's lucky. Like, look, there's 3 in viewing distance. That's kind of crazy. Now all we need is there to be a lay. Oh my gosh. I'm just really unlucky. There's got to be some in here. No? Please. Are you joking? Oh, and it's... Uh-oh. Please. Yes. I see them. Okay. Sorry, guys. Get out my way. Allays to be saved. Let's get out of here. Now about 2,000 blocks away, so please say I can fly. No. Oh, I'm going to have to carry these back across land. This is going to be a long journey. And it was, as these guys you think would be easy to pull because they fly. But no, they kept getting stuck on absolutely everything. But we got making them a little room. And for some reason I thought, allays like caves, right? So I made them like sort of cavey looking mossy room. I don't know if they like it, but we led them in there. And they didn't really seem to complain because they're Minecraft mobs and they don't actually have an actual personality. Anyway, next mob, we flew off towards a desert where we found a camel. I've never seen one of these in game before. It is really cool. It sort of wobbles quite funny. I got dragging it along behind me in this boat and realized, oh, I need 2. So I left it on this little island here, went back to another desert village, found another camel, and dragged that one all the way back over to the island until we had 2 camels, which after a long time, we arrived at the hotel with them, and I hate just traveling with animals now. I'm getting sick of animals, but I made them a very nice enclosure with lots of like deserty rocks and stuff. Nearly died getting them in the room, but we managed to get them in eventually, and look how happy they are. I'm taking the saddle though, because I literally only have one. It's a real pain. The next animal, it was quite close by in the acacia biome just behind my base. We managed to get 2 llamas fairly easy and drag them back, and these guys are really good at being on the lead. Like rabbits, you could learn a thing or 2 from these guys. And I decided to time-lapse me building their room. I built a little mountain in the area. I also changed out the ground to be a bit more dirty and added in some bushes. And look how happy they are. Very happy, they told me. Anyway, off we go to the snowy biome where we're going to get some polar bears. I found this one, but it had a cub, so it started to attack me. So I found 2 other polar bears, and I got boat icing for a little bit, which was really fun. I wish it was ice all the way back, but it's not. And I had to painfully take these guys about 3,000 blocks because that's just where everything is. My place is in a really stupid place. But I completely converted their room to have lots of like snow and ice and stuff, and plus some podzol just to add a bit of detail. Got them in, and I'm not sure if they're happy. They're polar bears. I'm not even going to say they are, okay? I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway, to the jungle where we're going to be looking for an ocelot, and these were honestly a massive pain. I found this first guy here, led him down here, left left him on a fence while I went to look for another one, came back, and of course he's despawned. I didn't realize ocelots did that, but they do, so I got annoyed for a second, but then I went home, got myself some emeralds, got myself some name tags, and then went back looking for ocelots, and it took about 20 minutes to find this guy, but we found him, and we name tagged him, and we called him Flooper, because why? I don't know. We found another one as well. This one's a little baby, making it a real pain to catch, but eventually we got our lead on it after a lot of struggle and it killing a chicken, and I named it Dummy because I'm just fed up at this point of animals, and they're all dummies and floppers to me. Anyway, here's me arriving back, dragging them in a boat, which is just my go-to at the moment, as it seems the best way to transport animals. And I left them in the lobby while I got decorating their room using lots of jungle theme because, you know, these guys live in the jungle. They love the jungle. Jungle leaves everywhere. Let's make it extra viney as well, because why not? I got them in the room eventually after them trying to run away, and look, they're happy, I think. What are they doing? I don't know. Hotel Arc is nearly complete. We've only got one mob left to get. And I know I can hear you all in the comments now saying, Joel, what about the pandas? What about the cows? What about the sheep? Well, I already have cows and sheep over here. And as for pandas, I've been breeding them up, and I'm happy to say we've got no short supply of pandas. I've been trying really hard to get a brown panda, and I finally got one, and somehow it's escaped. It can stay there because I think there's another one down here. Yep, there it is. Be free, brown panda. Be yourself. Anyway, the final mob we have to get is the sniffer. So let's go get ourselves some brushes and let's look for some warm ruins. I'm just going to search these. If it gives me a pottery shard or something I don't want, I'm leaving it. Is that one? Yes. Wait. Move, 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 move. There's one. And there's number 2. That took a little bit of time, but there we go. So now all we need to do is build them a room. So let's go through this moss, place down some pods hill, place down some grass for them to sniff, and some pots we collected, plus some rocks, and finally the sniffer eggs. Yo, we're done. And just like that, the project is complete. Oh my gosh, this has been a long one. But look at this beast. Yes, the surrounding area hasn't been terraformed and looks a bit ugly, but look at it. It is a hotel of the ages. We started this project well over 200 days ago, and has it been worth it? In a way, yes, because now I can breed up multiple animals if I ever want to make like a pen for them elsewhere, or if I ever need them. And as a reward for a job well done, I'm killing this rabbit because I hate rabbits now. They are the worst. I'm just going to throw its meat and hide away to just rot. I'm very happy with the hotel. Next time we'll be linking it up, doing some other crazy stuff, I imagine. So make sure to subscribe, as I'll see you then. Good. Bye.